Once again to corporate governance and strategic leadership. I am Samuel Kobno, postgraduate student at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Today, I'm going to take you through governing for success, why corporate governance and accountability matter for business leaders. In this presentation, I'll take you through introduction, I'll take you through evolutions of corporate governance, comparative analysis of the systems of corporate governance, and then I will take you through failures of corporate governance, and then finally I will introduce my working definition for this program. Introduction to corporate governance. Generally, corporate governance is accepted as a way of directing and controlling businesses with a view of its long-term sustainability. That's the going concern, which is unified with the society within which it operates, the stakeholder theory. Now, this objective is rooted in the OECD principle of corporate governance. Now, the term governance is derived from the Greek word kwabana, which means to steer, to pilot, or to guide, and has been historically used for guiding a ship. One proponent figure, James D. Wolfenson, in 1997, the World Bank president, defined corporate governance as about promoting and then promoting fairness, transparency, and accountability within an organization. Ojungwa 2012 also asserted that corporate governance involves the qualification in terms of professional experience of members of the board for the organization in maximizing shareholder value. For this program, I define corporate governance as a strategic imperative to necessitate a deliberate thinking, reasoning, and action taken by corporate players in achieving organizational goals, and above all, mitigating risk and ensuring overall corporate governance. Now, corporate governance has come to stay because of the agency theory that actually happened, and then it has evolved from the agency theory to the stakeholder theory. Now, many corporations, many individuals, many stakeholders are into it, making sure corporate governance stay and to help individuals and organizations. Why corporate governance matters to board members. Now, corporate governance provides a framework for oversight and strategic guidance, help in providing for leaders or the board members to exercise that fiduciary duty and ensuring long-term value creation for shareholders and the stakeholders that involved. For the senior executive, it aligns executive actions with shareholders' interest and provides clear structures and decision making. Now, for managers at all levels, it clarifies individuals and team responsibility, establishes ethical standards, and creates an enabling environment for business to strive. Now, for future businesses and leaders, it provides us with foundations, disciplines for building sustainable, resilient organizations that can aim and maintain stakeholder trust. Indeed, corporate governance has really come to help board members, senior executives, managers, and then future leaders, and the entire ecosystem of the corporate governance. Comparative corporate governance system. Now, corporate governance has two main systems. That is the Anglo-American type, that is shareholder. It focuses on shareholder primacy, maximizing shareholder value, and then focuses on one-tier system of board system with one chief executive officer. The stakeholder model, which is the European intercontinental type, involves two types of board structure. That's the management and then supervisory board, and then that one focuses on companies or maybe institutions within Europe, specifically Germany and other Asian parts of the world. And then we have the Japanese model, which is more or less like the family or relationship type one. That one, it focuses so much on loyalty and then employees, and it typically for Japanese and other Asian countries. Now we have the emerging market one, which comprises of the BRICS nations and then other nations, other developing nations, also captures them. Now the BRICS one, it is taking almost all the other models into consideration. Effective role of board of directors. One is strategic oversight, setting the company's strategic directions and monitoring management execution of it. Accountability and monitoring, hiring and evaluating and compensating the chief executive officers and ensuring that the company has effective internal controls and risk management system in place. Integrity and culture, promoting a corporate culture based on ethical behavior, transparency and accountability, and setting the ethical tone at the highest for those within the organization to also follow. Now, accountability mechanism, we have two types: the internal mechanisms and then external. The internal consists of the board's responsibility for the audits, the risk management committee within the organization, and enabling what we call whistleblower protection to actually take place to make sure they minimize risks and failures that has already we have already encountered. And then external requires the regulatory bodies within the external auditors. It also comprises of institutions that are pursuing what we call it ESG, environmental, social, and governance frameworks, and then other media houses trying to promote good what we call it governance framework at the workplace. Now, all these mechanisms are in place to ensure a disclosure of financial performance, environmental and social and governance frameworks, reporting, and then shareholder activism to just help the corporate to be sustainable for itself and the other stakeholders involved. Now, lessons that we have learned from the corporate governance failures over the years. With regards to Aeron 2001 and Volkswagen 2015, there were a lot of distractions of individual funds, pensioner funds, employees lost their jobs, senior executives lost their reputation, specifically like Atta, Jefferson, the auditing firm lost their reputation, and then there was the need for legal and regulatory sanctions for executives, and then they brought up institutions to enact laws for further and future what they call it occurrences, to help further future occurrences. Now, contemporary challenges that we as future leaders have to embrace and know. Now, the sustainability and then environmental social governance is taking a toll on every activity that businesses are undertaking. Now, they are required to effectively integrate environmental and social impact into their long-term strategies and reporting. It is a challenge for us. Digital disruption and then cyber security, the AI which is now in place, is having an impact on organizations, and then board diversity, inclusion of gender, people with diverse skills and experience from foreign and then locally, it is all having a toll on organizations. Now, what should board do? What should senior executive do? What should managers at all levels do? Now, for board members, they have to foster board independence, engage in constructive debate, and prioritize long-term sustainability over the short-term gains. For senior executives, it is required upon them to champion transparency, model ethical behavior, and then ensure robust risk management processes and within the organization. For managers at all levels, it is expected of us to communicate clearly expectations and adhere to establish controls, and then promote culture of openness where we can all come together, then make sure we achieve what is expected of us. For future business leaders, it is incumbent upon them to invest in learning governance principles and develop ethical leadership skills that will help them and in their journey to become better and prominent business leaders. So I conclude by saying that corporate governance has come to stay, and per my definition, corporate governance as a strategic imperative that necessitates deliberate thinking, reasoning, and action taken by corporate players in achieving organizational goals, and above all, mitigating risks and ensuring all corporate long-term sustainability. This is in line with the proposed thesis topic, Govern for Success, why corporate governance and accountability matter for every business. Thank you for making time with me. See you next time.